Recently, we have seen that Indo-US in many times in terms of visa, in terms of tariff, in terms of many aspects. One of the topic which we are going to discuss today is again between the H1B visa of Indian people implement on America. Now, H1B visa is what type of visa we will try to understand in this whole session. We will also try to research on what type of impact that H1B visa increment in fees will do on NRIs and different other communities who are moved to US. So without any delay, let's start the topic. When we talk about H1B visa, then it was introduced in US in 1990s. After 1990s, in America as an industrialist country has implemented lot of recruitment for gathering foreigners in their country to do the job, but temporary job under the condition of this 1990s provision of giving jobs and employment to the foreigners is under H1B category. By that time, H1B category visa was given to the specialists or specialized degree holders, especially to the civil engineers, including doctors, architects, financial analysts, all those people. Here, the concept of H1B visa introduced in USA for the recruiters who are the local companies of US like Amazon, Facebook, Google, all those things. Now, these companies require very ultra tech and high tech personalities and employees for their companies. So, they are recruiting in less salary or less payment offering to the foreigners to do jobs in their company, which actually puts their talent for the growth of their company. So when we consider H1B visa of USA in all around the world, then more than 70% of people are H1B who are H1B visa holder are from India. India is one of the largest exporter of experts, engineers, doctors in around the world, especially to the US. After introduction of increasing rate of fees of H1B visa, many people has concluded that this is going to threat overall fast development of US economy. But we would like to understand that hiking the fees of H1B visa, how it will impact Indian citizens who are living temporarily in US. So H1B visa category is under this, as you can see in the PPT, that specialty occupation, especially working on bachelor degrees. Around 65,000 visas are being introduced and publicly published. But there are additional 20,000 visas, H1B visas, has given to more education holder peoples or employees. For example, master degree holders and doctorate degree holders. So total it's 85,000 H1B visas been published by US to all around the world. And out of that, 70 to 72% of H1B visa holder are Indians. So Indians are working in a very great and good atmospheric places of America, such like Amazon, Google, Facebook, and many more. So these companies hire them on the basis of H1B visa, in which the basic consideration is the company is the sponsor of those H1B visa holders. Now, the company always has to file a petition to bring bring the foreigners for their current job availability, keeping that in mind that will not hamper the local people's job opportunities of US. So this is the example that what kind of jobs: civil engineering, software developers, researchers, and other skilled professionals. Now, Friends, why this topic came in surface? I have already said that Donald Trump, the President of India, has recently made a very near certain changes on H1B visa applications. It was around 100 lakh, or let's say around 90 lakh rupees of Indian currency. So the fees of this H1B visa hiked so much so that NRIs and other foreign establishment are also in worry. Not only other foreigners, but also US governments or economic advisors are also worrying about this decision. Let's consider some more fact. This is the categories of visa that any personnel get to go and take the job in US. There is three category that, as you can see in the PPT here. One is H1B visa, second one is B1, and third one is B2 category. H1B visa, any person who has temporarily gone to US and they are doing job in any multinational companies of US, they have the right to apply for green card for the citizenship of US. But any other people who are going to US for visiting purpose or for business meeting, for tourism purpose, so they have to get B1, either B1 or B2 visa. They have certain kind of limitations that will be available in the PDF form in the description. So you guys can also go and see it. Now, as you can see, if any person who is getting B1 visa, they will be allowed to do tourism, visiting family, friends, short business meeting, medical treatment, right? Okay, but only limited business conditions are allowed in B1 type of visa. In B2 type of visa, other mode or more exploration of visas can be, sorry, businesses can be allowed. Applicant applies individually, no employer needed in case of B1 and B2 visa, but for H1B visa, employer petitions for applicant. Okay, that means the company will do the petition to bring that foreigner employee. Next is duration and validity of H1B visa is simple. 3 years minimum, 6 years maximum. But for B1, B2 visa is like 10 years to like which the other foreigners get. Apart from it, work and change of status, especially work permitted can change employers under rules may apply for green card. As I said, H1B visa holder can apply for green card, but no employment allowed changing status to work visa is complex. Okay, so these are the basic terms who are relevant for different type of visas if you are going to US. But the I am again mentioning it, Donald Trump or the US government has changed the H1B visa criteria. This is not the first time that H1B visa is highlighted in news. There was so many incidents before when Sushma Swaraj was also like alive. She was our external minister, and she also had the same issue with US government on H1B visa allotment. As I mentioned, almost 65,000 H1B visa being proclaimed by other foreigners by the companies of US to call them as an employee. Apart from it, 20,000 visas for doctorate and master degree holders, H1B visa, and among them, in total, 85,000 people are Indian citizens. Okay, basically, they are the more H1B visa taking peoples in the world, all around the world. Now, who are H1B visa workers? As I mentioned it earlier also, H1B visa workers are primarily from these basic fields. Number one, mathematics and engineering. Number two, technology and computer, medical sciences, and architecture and finance. These are the basic criteria of providing H1B visa for high paying jobs. Key statistics, especially computer based jobs, are more, that is, IT engineers are taking H1B visas from India more than any other sector. Apart from it, till 2023's data, and 70% plus or 72% H1B visas in around the world are taken by Indian citizens. Okay, so these are the basic information. Now, impact on families after these major changes. As per the Indian ministry have already tweeted and in the X platform that regarding the impact of this change in fees level up to highest, that is one nearby 1 crore fees of H1B visa holders. Okay, so the Ministry of External Affairs have mentioned the measures will likely have humanitarian consequences by way of disrupting caused for families. Because on the basis of H1B visas, the employees are also allowed to bring their spouse and family in the residence, right? So they also go as per the spouse working as an employee in US. So that is obviously in a temporary residence. But as I mentioned, if the person is H1B visa holder, they can apply for green card, that is citizenship of US. Immediate scramble is families left behind as a visa holder rush to reach the US before fee implementation. So before the formal documentation implementation, the people of and around the US areas, families have already scrambled in many other places to stop this kind of new activities on H1B visas. After that, travel fears, some cancelled some country visits, believing even vacations are too risky. Obviously, a sudden panic has happened because of this sudden proclamation and changed conditions of H1B visa. All right. Now, the great question come here is major corporate sponsors. Which are the companies who brought foreign employees by filing petition without hampering the US local people's job and resources, right? And when we researched on it, Amazon company is the highest H1B visa provider all around the world, and apart from it, more than 10,000 H1B visas only petitioned by Amazon company. After that, all other tech giants in the sense Google, Microsoft, Meta, Apple, Google, right? All those things. Apart from it, financial sectors of USA are also scrambled with Indian citizens of H1B visa. For example, JP Morgan Chase, other major banks heavily impacted. Apart from this, other industries like Cognizant Technology Solutions, these are all MNCs who also work in Indian land, including the US, right? So all these sectors are the major one who brings foreign employees by providing H1B visa. Now, economic concerns. Now, the US government and US well known authorities and economic structure and economic giants people, they have already have given their fear on brain drain. Obviously, when 70% of H1B visa were issued in the name of Indian citizens, that means this much hike of fees on H1B visa will definitely break the backbone of these H1B visa holders. That means most of the H1B visa holders will unable to renew it and will come back to their own nation, that is India. That will definitely impact the Indian citizens who were working in those countries, but it is actually suffering for in US market also. Why? 70% of H1B visa holding means that 70% employment in US. That means other companies who have Indian citizens or Indian foreigners working in their nations, having good skills, good brain, who can bring up some changes to the companies, they will have to move back to their country because the fees is very high. That can cause the crunch in fast economic development of US. That's what economic advisors are saying right now. That's why qualified workers may move to the other countries due to astronomical fees. All right. Next, slower growth. That is always predictable. If brain drain will happen from Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, Google, like CEO of Google, that is Sundar Pichai, right? If those type of people, extra skilled people are gone from those companies, that will definitely reduce the growth rate of the companies, including the overall income of the companies. So that will slow down the economic growth of US. So that's a problem of US. All right. Apart from this, is this visa hampering the workers of American jobs? So answer is no. It does not hamper American jobs, or it does not hamper any of the American resources. It is purely on the basis of petition. After petition, legal requirements were given, such as employer must take specific steps before filing petition with USCIS to ensure no harm to US workers. So no harm to US workers files are already submitted by the employers for the employee. Apart from it, protection measures built in safeguard prevent displacement of American workers in the hiring process. So those things been taken care of. But according to the civil services in India, state civil services, UPSC civil services, aspirants shall know about it, that what impact that Indian peoples may have. Indian peoples may have the impact on returning back to India or shifting to the other nations close to that country, that is US. The people who have shifted to Canada, Mexico, or any other European nations, they will move again back to their European countries, or they will come back to India. Because if they come in India, the salary, CTC, everything has to be taken care of by the industries and those skilled workers, including the brain who is returning back to their country. So these are the basic uh, crunch that Indians or Indian government can face that when these peoples are returning to their country and providing them proper employment with proper CTC. So that becomes a challenge also for India, including the people who are living down there by renewal of H1B visas since 20 years, 30 years. It is also very difficult for them to start a new employment and new life in low CTC, maybe as per the government provision, right? So these are the basic issues that US and India both economy can face. So for aspirants who are preparing for UPSC and state level civil services, this topic is important. I hope this is clear, and be with us. We will come back with this kind of short videos. Thank you.